That exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KZAA, NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio Station, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Tiki Live, Rumble, Podchaser, Spreaker, you name it. I'm there because I want to maximize my splatter zone on more hope and happiness. So on the show, there's no gossip, no scandal, and no K words, no Kanye, formerly whatever words at all. Instead, I want you to focus on your own reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time. So if you've missed any of my past shows, I've had Carol Baskin from Tiger Kings, all the Netflix bigs, gosh, I can't even remember. There's at least 15 Netflix Prime beautiful people who've been on this show. 1,000 today is show number 1,012. 592 consecutive weeks on the air. So glad that you're here with me. I see eyeballs, which means that you're all on my YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn so that you can absolutely say hello. We've got Ismael Cortez from Riverside who's streaming in. Haven't seen you in a bit. Glad that you're here. And I also have special series to help you with having a happy and stepping up into your best life. Her name is Beth Linder-Moss. And let me give you a little bit about her. Go to the right page here. Get glasses on. She's the author of an Amazon best-selling book, Think Healthy, Be Healthy, and hosts a weekly 2 national syndicated podcast. She's a certified health and wellness coach, personal and group fitness trainer, certified sports nutritionist, and an exercise physiologist, having earned her Bachelor of Science degree from Penn State University. Beth has helped thousands take positive steps in their journey to a healthier life through the written word, social media, one-on-one training, and group sessions. Please welcome back to my show every first Tuesday of the month, Beth Linder-Moss. Good morning.
Good morning.
How was your non-Labor Day?
It was nice. I got to work in the morning, so wasn't a total non-Labor Day, but it was still really nice. It was a beautiful day in New Jersey, so it was nice. And yours?
Right. It was phenomenal. In fact, we'll integrate it right into our breakfast. You know, I like to do breakfast in the morning by taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich. What does that mean? 8 specific gratitudes at the top of the bun and 8 specific appreciations at the bottom. Please play along in the comments and I'll put them up there. We're going shortened. This is something we've been doing. I don't know last month if we did this. 1 word gratitudes. 1 word gratitudes. Yeah. So we'll do ping pong style. Frank sometimes participates. He's my new sound engineer. So I am grateful for 2 words, day off. Yesterday, broke my own rule. What are you grateful for?
1 word, let's say I'm grateful for my health.
Grateful for Sarah, my best little girl in the whole wide world.
Talking about best little girls, I'm going to say I'm grateful for my dog, Rosie.
Grateful for Chloe May, best big girl in the whole wide world.
Okay. I am grateful for I'm going to use it in, I'm going to say one word, but it really is going to be like support. And I would say that I get from all those around me.
I've been doing the same thing. I know it's so difficult to do one word. Haven't done it yet. But the intention is there. My last gratitude is for air conditioning.
Oh my goodness. No, what happened? I lost you. Oh my goodness. I literally lost you.
I have you.
Oh,
I can see you. I can see you.
I was like, I can't see you. What happened?
Can you put your notifications on? Like on?
They are silenced. I don't know what.
Oh, okay. And what's your last gratitude?
My last gratitude is technology. For goodness sakes, there we go.
Great. And now we go to the bottom of the button. I don't see anybody participating yet. So let's go to appreciations. Why do I want you to appreciate yourself? Because a lot of us, when we don't feel good about ourselves, we go looking for love in all the wrong places. We go around with our antenna and say, who likes me? Literally, these days with social media, we were just talking about this in the green room. Instead, I want you to approve of yourself. I believe that's my BS, my belief system, that the foundation of mental health, good mental health, is the ability to soothe, care, love, nurture yourself. And a lot of us have gotten lazy on exercising that muscle. So I am asking you to practice every evening before you go to bed. What are 8 things that you like about yourself? That way you're less likely to be thinking about who done me wrong, who didn't compliment me, what I still need to do, which does mess up your sleep. So what do you like about yourself? Trying again with one word. Beth, go ahead.
One word. I don't know if I could what I was going to say. I'm going to say laugh. That I can laugh a lot about myself. I love to be happy. So laugh.
Loving.
Caring.
Imperfect.
Oh, I was going to use that one.
You were channeling.
I
was channeling you.
Yeah, I totally was going to use that one. I'm going to say dream.
Creative.
And helpful.
And my last one is fashionable.
There you go.
And that is it for, I'm trying to write your subtitle here. I didn't see it before, but that's it for having breakfast with Dr. Marissa. And I forgot to say that why it's important to approve of yourself, because if you can't approve of yourself, how the fork do you expect anybody else to approve of you? So I promise if you do this for 28 consecutive days, it'll be a good life habit, and you will have sandwiched your day in the most positive way. So that is it for having breakfast with Dr. Marissa. And thank you for joining us with that. And if you're wondering what's going on in studio, I see more eyeballs rolling in. Welcome to Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, streaming everywhere. NBC News Radio, home to the Asian Oprah. And today is Tuesday, the first Tuesday, so we have a very special series. You can see in studio is my co-host of Step Up to Your Best Life with Beth
Linder-Moss.
There we go. And what's the topic for today, Beth?
We're going to talk about how it is not selfish, how people should be okay with putting yourself first, especially when it comes to your health. But in general, it is okay to put yourself first, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to put that actually in the, oh, I think it's already in the scroller. Um,
So
because
prioritizing.
does it say selfishly? I wanted to put selfishly somewhere because to start, I'm just going to say that selfish, you say selfish like it's a bad thing. And we are raised in this society, particularly. I know you thought I was Swedish, but I'm actually Chinese. And in many Asian cultures, to be selfish is literally like a crime. You cannot be selfish. And in fact, if you are selfish, that's like worse than like stealing. It's so wrong to do anything for yourself, to toot your own horn. Chinese and Japanese have a saying, the nail that stands up is hammered down. So to be selfish is not a good thing. You're supposed to put everybody in front of you. You're supposed to help your kids. You're supposed to help everybody around you. And what does that lead to? I am literally, when I do that, when I used to do that all the time, flat on my back because I put my back out under stress. I go crazy. The mental, emotional self abuse. I call the lack of selfishness self abuse. That's how strongly I feel about the importance of being selfish.
Well, one of the things I like to tell people is that for them to think about this is like, I feel like this is a good way to think about it. And some people have heard me say this before, is that when you're on the airplane and the mask comes down and they say, put it on yourself first before you should put one on one of your loved ones next to you, right? So if you're not taking care of yourself and you're not okay, then you can't take care of the ones next to you and around you. So that's why I like to express to other people, to give them, I think it's like a good visual. It's a good reminder that like when you're on an airplane, they're even telling you, you need to be okay before you can take care of those around you, which is the same thing in your daily life. If you're not okay, then how can you really, when you're getting burnt out and you're constantly putting, not that everyone always has to get first, but like the fact that you are doing and doing and doing and doing and doing and doing. And then when you're not feeling good or you're not in a good mood, it actually comes off on everyone else around you. Right.
Yes.
So
yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, so you're going to not feel yourself, or your mood's going to be bad because you've just been going and going, 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 going. Then those around you are definitely affected. But go ahead. What were you going to say?
do, and end up in do. It's one of my favorite lines. So I thought you were going to go there. So I just wanted to finish that off. But totally. And two things that come up. This is first half of the show where I like to put the moose on the table, which is my Canadian version of elephant in the room. If you are anything like me and human and talking about this topic, I expect people to say, oh, you've done so much. Thank you so much. Have a seat. You deserve a day off. You deserve to be, relaxed. And I'm waiting and waiting and waiting for someone to say that. And nobody says that. And then I get resentful that nobody says that and thanks me for all that I've done. So on top of adding to the stress of all that I'm going through, doing everything for you, I have the added stress of being resentful, right? And blaming and shaming. And it is just mentally exhausting.
Yeah, absolutely. But like when you get to that point though, for yourself, it's just not obviously healthy, right? So you have to start to listen to yourself sometimes, and sometimes it's your body. Sometimes it's not just your mind, but your body starts to tell you, listen, you need to do something, whether it's, I'm going to talk about fitness and nutrition. So whether it's going to be get up off your butt, we need to go for a walk, right? Or you got to stop, because you're upset, many people turn to food, and when you turn to food, your body reacts to it. So maybe your body is reacting in a negative way to what you're putting into it, is saying to you, listen, we got to start getting our act together and be healthy on that kind of stuff, because your body, you have to start listening to your body. Obviously, when it comes to sleep, we have to listen to our body when it comes to that. But listening to your body is so important. And when you do that, it's not being selfish. It's being what you need to do in order for survival also, right?
Absolutely. So when you have a little pain in your knee or in your hip, it is not no pain, no gain. It is okay, maybe some stretching, maybe some of this. Otherwise, I'll tell you from experience, when I push myself and I don't listen to my body, I end up flat on my back because, and that's something I've been working on a lot. I think sometimes I am invincible and that I can do. I had a client say to me, you do 3 times as much as anyone else, so you should charge 3 times as much. So I like that part. But the problem is now I have that standard, right? So being one person is not good enough. I have to literally prove that I am 3 people's worth of whatever, which is like craziness and absolute like bullshit talkie on myself. Because when I don't do everything that I think I need to do, I start feeling guilty if I'm not helping. And if you're ageless like me, they call us the sandwich generation, because not only are we looking after our kids, we're looking after our parents. So there's just no end to the burden, and I'll reframe that, the opportunity to be of service to both the top of the sandwich and the bottom, or the top of the car and the wheels. So we're the shock absorbers, another generational term, that we have to be able to say, hold on, I need to go for servicing. Literally, because I'm no longer absorbing the shocks on the bottom. My kids are driving me crazy, and I have to say I love you, and I just made you breakfast, lunch, and dinner, did your homework with you. You're going to be fine for 20 minutes as I take a walk around the block. That is what you literally have to do, not for them, but for yourself. Right. And then quit beating yourself up if you come home and find that everything is, upside down. So what?
Right. Listen, there's so many times, like even like in my house, like we are, like every family, whatever, things go crazy. I happen to have a little OCD and stuff. And so when my kids are, and when my kids are like baking or cooking, I'm like, oh my God. And they're like, get out for a few minutes, we'll be fine. Get out. We'll clean it up. Don't worry, which they do. Cleaning it up. But, but like, even for them, like we all have to like take that break, because they know that I'm going to be like, oh my God, let's clean up. And they're going to be like, oh my God, just go for a walk and it's going to be fine. We'll all, be okay, because you need to take care of you and not be here while we're making a mess, and we'll clean up as much as we can. And, it's okay to do like that kind of stuff. Is, you have to listen. Again, it's listening. Not this time, it's not listening to my body, but it's actually listening to the people around me, knowing that what they need to do and what I need to do in order for us to mesh okay, and not anything, exploding in that circumstance. Right. So,
absolutely.
It's listening to, like everyone around you too. It's, your body, when you don't listen, it, like you said, screams back at you. You end up on your back. For me, it's not necessarily that I might get, I don't have an injury like that, knock on wood, but it's more that like, if I got too stressed, maybe everything's going to bottle up and I could explode or something, like get angry and everything comes out and this is wrong. And then we like go into this big kind of tangent kind of thing. And we don't want that to happen either, so you want to make sure like there's more ways to listening to your body than just because you think you're going to get injured. But there's the whole mental part to it. and mental and physical. So you really, there's so many aspects to it. So when you say to yourself, or you say to your family, I need to go for a walk, or I need to do this, it's not being selfish. It's actually going to help everyone in the long run. And I think we talked about this once before. I remember that you were like shocked when I told you that, like, I said when I was going to have kids that I was going to be able to work out every single day. And that was part of our deal, that I would still be able to work out every day. And that was the deal that I had with my husband. And, my oldest is 22 yesterday. Happy birthday, Ethan.
Yay!
Today's the 5th, 2 days ago. Happy birthday, E. But like 22 years later, I work out every day, and that was part of our deal. But I knew that that's something that I had to put into, to say that I needed to do that kind of thing.
Yeah. And
right?
That's great. And I was shocked because that is the first conditional acceptance of being a mom that I've heard, that you got an hour to work out. But I think it's wonderful. I think that the more deals like that, to understand, and here's the short version that I talk about for myself is, if you leave your training up to society or a religion or your culture, more often than not, it will be God or whoever you call your higher power, and then others, and then self, which will get you in all kinds of trouble. So for me, it's God, who I call my UPS man, my universal power source that delivers every morning when I pray and meditate, and then me, because I am the source and supply of the energy of life through me, and then others. And if I get that in the wrong order, the less useful order, I spend my entire life, there's a plethora and myriad of ways in which I can be of service. And if I do that my entire life, I got nothing, because that's not what my life is for. My life is not here. I am not here to serve others. And people will go, but you do, and you do this show, and you do all the things that you do around peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. Yes, but I do it primarily because I feel good when I do it. So the side effect of feeling good in my life is doing things that are of service. I like being of service, but I am not of service to make myself feel good. There's a huge difference there. And it's something that I had to learn the hard way. Because if you will spend your life saying, I'm here to sacrifice, and I'm here to, do all I can and be Mother Teresa, and God bless her, right? But she did it too because it made her feel good to do it. And when we can't get that priority right, we're in a whole load of trouble.
You're right. I love what I do. I love to be on people's journeys. I love to watch people get better and help themselves and see where they're going, to gain the confidence that they were once had, that they lost, but they got back, like that kind of stuff. Oh my gosh, I loved to see it. I love just be on people's journeys. I love to help people, which is why, like, we're not like what you said, or we're helping others, but we love to do that. I'm not being forced that this is something I have to do. I'm doing it because this is literally, I'm lucky enough to enjoy what I do for a living,
Yeah. And I think you set yourself up when you say, the purpose of my life is to serve others. Well, that usually means that if I'm serving you, I have expectations that you're going to appreciate all that I'm doing. And if you don't appreciate all that I'm doing with constant, thank you so much, then you're in trouble again, because people will not always thank you the way they want to thank you. And they're not necessarily, nobody asked you to do all that for them. That was a big lesson for me, all I do for you. And it's like, nobody asked you to do that. And I'm like, oh crap, that's true. Right. So, for fun or for free, if you're doing something for someone, if you have the expectation that they owe you, it's a horrible way to live. So selfishness, as we get back on topic, is the reason, it is an important part of what you do in this thing called life. Now let's balance that out. I'm not talking about. I don't know if you're too young for this. There was a time when women had enough of taking care of everybody, and they just left. They left their kids. They left their husband to find themselves. That is bullshit talkie. You have responsibilities. You said you wanted to have children. You can't just take off, right, to find yourself. So that's the balance. I'm not advocating that at all. I wanted to be very clear about that. I don't want, kids calling, yep, my mom left because you said that take care of yourself. No. Balance.
Yes. Oh, balance is definitely key on everything. But I want people to just understand that when, as easy it is to take the time to go to the gym, right, for yourself, it is that you need to do that because you need all of the benefits that we talk about every week, about all the benefits you get from working out, right? So when you say, oh, I'm going to go to the gym early in the morning, or I'm going to go after work, I'm going to go at lunchtime, but you may have to say to somebody else, I was going to help you, we normally do something, but I have to go to the gym. I can help you later, maybe, or whatever it is. It's okay to say, I need to go to the gym. I need to get the benefits that I get when I go. I feel much better when I walk out of there. I need to stretch. I need to go do my yoga. And when I walk out, I feel more balanced. Whatever it is, it's not being selfish to say, can we do this another day? Can we do this later? Can we do this at a different time? Whatever it is, that's not being selfish. And it's okay. Like the same thing I would tell my kids, I work out because I want to be a better person for you guys as well. I need to be healthy. I need to be around for you. And when I work out, it makes me happier, which means we have a happier life at home as well. So that's not being selfish. That's saying that this is just something that is part of life and everyone needs to take part of it. And it's not just going to the gym. Maybe it's you need to take the time because you need to read or you need to listen to the music, something, whatever it is. It's not being selfish. And that's the part that I think that every person has, or not every person, a lot of people have a very hard time with. Like in the fitness field, people will come in and just be like, I don't have time. I have to take my kids here. I have to do this. I have to work. I have to do this. I have to do that. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, well, where's the you time that is you need for yourself to be able to continue to do the this and the this and the this and the this and the that without you burning out and without you feeling resentful and without you, all the other things, right? So where is that time? And even if it's 30 minutes a day, that's fine. But find that time. And that doesn't mean that you're being selfish. And that's really what my whole thing is today, is to say, it's okay. It's not selfish. You need me time. And that is what every single person should understand.
Very well said. And if you've just tuned in, and I see eyeballs rolling in continuously now, thanks for joining us. This is Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show on KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, and my YouTube channel, which houses every single 1,000 and whatever we're on now. So we passed the 1,000 mark. I should stop counting. But if you're wondering who's in studio, is it okay? If you're wondering who's in studio, it is my fitness, health, and wellness expert. Her name is Beth Linder-Moss. You'll remember her from, if you're on TikTok, she's super active, has hundreds of thousands of followers who are practicing all the great things that she offers for free. Go to her website, www.BethLinder-Moss, and she is here to talk about why being selfish is important. And we've just put the moose on the table. There's useful selfishness, which we're not taught, and not useful selfishness, which we are taught through our school, church, home, all of that. And you were saying how we set ourselves up, because if we don't say to our kids or our parents or whoever it is, You said I need. I will say I want. So that's the next step of I choose. Doesn't mean I don't love you, right? Doesn't mean I don't want to help you, but I want to help I want to model for you how important it is to be able to decide and relate to people so that I'm not being codependent. And I wanted to raise that particular term because if you were raised, I'm one of the 7 out of 10 of us who were raised in childhood trauma, we learn as a coping device to make other people happy, because if we didn't, we'd pay for it. So that bad, not useful habit of doing everything for everyone is also not helping that other person. If I tell my kids, I'm here for you all the time, no matter what you want, there's an endless supply of things that I will be asked to do for them. And then they will ask for more. There's never enough when it comes to kids or narcissistic parents or whatever who will ask you. Nothing is ever enough. And if you continue to try to give, you're setting them up to not being able to help themselves. Number one, you're enabling them to be dependent on you. And number two, you're setting yourself up for completed disaster, because you're never, no matter what you do, you will never make them happy. So the buck stops right over here. I have to say, love you, gotta go, bye. Because my mom will keep me on the phone for hours on end. And when I say, I gotta go, she'll say, but I haven't told you about, and I used to, let her, and I don't have time. So now I say, love you, Mom. I'll talk to you later. Boom. So that's about, being selfish, right?
No, it is. I mean, but it's not, but like, that's the whole thing. I think we need like a new word, right?
That's a good point. Let's think.
New
So
word.
I was saying useful selfishness, but
I think we need to take, because it's not prioritizing yourself is something, maybe something like that, right?
Self-helfish.
Self-helpish. Well, I was going to say, talk about self-care, right? Self-care, self-respect, self-love, self-health, I guess, right? Prioritizing yourself, all of that, everything I just said is something that everybody needs to practice, I guess is the right word. Practice, learn how to get to be able to do that. I do think it's hard. I'm not saying that it's not hard. But it is, there has to be some boundaries at times. I think that maybe your kids, your family, your friends will eventually like learn, right, some of those boundaries about you or what you're putting out there. I will say again about my working out, my son called while I was working out today, actually. And I was like, everything okay? He's like, yeah, I'm driving. I'm like, great. I'll give you a call after I'm working out, like, like it's okay for me to say, I'll call you back, since everything was okay, he was just calling to talk, which was great. And I love it. And I never really want to say, oh my God, I don't want to talk right now. But at that point I was like, right in the middle of like, running. And I was like, I'll call you back. All right. Kind of thing. And he was like, all right. So I talked to him a few minutes later, but it was okay because he understood, so when you could start to give some boundaries or understanding with the people around you, your loved ones, when it's okay to say, I'll call you back, or can we do this later because I'm in the middle of doing something, or I'm going to go, I'm going out with my friends, right? Sometimes having a girls' night is all that you actually need, right? Hey, if you have kids at home and they're younger and they can't be home, hey, that's when you get a babysitter or a spouse or a family friend or a loved one, whatever it is, to stay with them, because you actually need to get out sometimes, right? Mm-hmm. You need to have those girls' nights, or guys' nights or whatever it is. You need to be out with your friends sometimes, because they're there for you, you're there for them, and sometimes it's like just needed, right?
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
your mahjong days, just like your mahjong days, right?
That's right. I decided that I needed to have a little more fun in my life because I was a workaholic. Now I'm a recovering workaholic. And so I purposely on Wednesdays set aside 4 hours just to play with myself. And so that brings up a really good practical, how can we be self-healthish? So sometimes if you're a person that's listening and watching right now, please identify if you have a question for Beth or I on this topic, please put it in there, or an example of what you do, please feel free to put that in there. But if you're a person that went from, I have absolutely no time, and then you're like, I can't take 4 hours on a Wednesday afternoon. I don't want you to. That'll probably upset the apple cart, various apple carts. But I believe that if you work up to, I believe a healthy relationship and balance is 1 hour a day. Now, you don't have to do the full hour right off the bat. You start with 5 minutes. If you can't even take 5 minutes, there's imbalance in your life. So 5 minutes may be staying in the bathroom for 5 minutes longer, right? They don't know you're not pooping, or you can make sounds like pooping or, something, but just to give yourself 5 minutes extra to do whatever you want.
I say
right?
sit in the car. I say sit in the car sometimes for 5 minutes and listen to, I say sometimes you can meditate or you can listen to something for 5 extra minutes because that's what your mind needs. You just need to like come back, right? Just
if you're at work, go in the stairwell. Bring a cushion. So you're sitting in there for 5 minutes. And then move to 10 minutes and then 15 minutes at a time. And I'll tell you, as ridiculous as this sounds, it's important as a shift, because if your belief system is that my life is to help other people, that is bullshit-talky, and it will lead you to a place where you begin to resent everything that you have to do. I absolutely know people that I have worked with as coaches who went from, I hate my life because all I do is do stuff for the kids, do stuff for my parents, and do stuff with my significant other. And they hate their life because nothing they do is fun. And we literally go through this exercise of carving out 5 minutes. Now, here's the key. And when you were talking about your son Ethan calling, happy birthday, dear Ethan, happy birthday to you. You can show him that. But
I definitely am. I was thinking the same thing. I was like,
there you go.
I'm like, I'm totally recording this.
But she was almost apologizing for not taking his call when he was available. And I know you weren't apologizing, but I'm using this as a point is it will be, if you can't do any of this without feeling guilty, then don't even try, because the added stress of feeling guilty is going to make it worse. So the switch here, hopefully today we have made our case to you, is the first day where it's okay to be self-healthish, to take care of yourself, to self-care. It's okay. Because until you have that BS belief system, until you've drunk our Kool-Aid here, you don't bother trying, because the added stress of feeling bad about being self-healthish is going to take you down. But who the fork told you that your time isn't just as important as someone else's? Because whoever that was just doing, they did the best that they could. Don't call them names, but that is not the truth. The truth is we are all one of a kind, wonderful. We all deserve to have a happy life, all of us, which means You can take care of yourself and do things you like. What do you like to do? What is it that you like to do 15 minutes at a time? Oh, I love to read, but I don't have time anymore. I used to love to be able to do jewelry. I don't have time anymore. I used to knit. I enjoyed that. I don't have time anymore. Anything that you say, I don't have time anymore, that's your homework. Go do that again, 15 minutes at a time.
I will say, for one thing, I will say is that with books, this is like easy. I always say I'm a good multitasker, but besides that, I listen to my books now, and I like walk my dog, or I'm driving. Maybe, if you're in the car for a while, if you're listening to us in the car right now, right? It's listening. I do all of that kind of stuff too. So you could do two things at once, like kind of thing. Knitting, you do have to like sit and knit, but
Can't
if
sit and drive.
no, but if you can knit and watch your favorite show, or watch this while you're knitting, right? Like maybe you're knitting a sweater while you're watching us right now. Mom, are you knitting right now? My mom is probably watching. So my mom might be knitting right now while she's watching, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So the bottom line is adjust your thinking first. Don't continue to follow the BS belief system that taking care, self-care, being selfish is a bad thing. It is not a bad thing. It is good. In balance, it is good. And you deserve, not because you've done anything or you've sacrificed long enough, none of that. We all are here on the planet to have a happy life 88% of the time. And if you are not happy 88% of the time, then it's time to adjust what you're doing.
I wanted to say, like, we all want to be the best version of ourselves, right? And in order to be the best version, we need to follow some of the things that our body is saying, that our mind is saying. And in order to get to that point, because we always say we want to be the best version of ourselves, right? So sometimes we have to do things that maybe make us a little uncomfortable, which is saying, hey, we'll do this something later because I'm in the middle of doing something else for myself, or that I just need to take the extra 5 minutes and I want to do a skincare for my face, and I'm going to be in the bathroom for 5 extra minutes today because I'm doing a mask or whatever it might be, right? And in order to be the best version of you, whatever it is, and whether it's also getting to a book, a self-help book that you were trying to get to, or whatever it is, to get to the best version of you, it is okay to put yourself first and prioritize yourself and your needs, because you don't want to also walk around being upset that you didn't get the chance to follow your dreams, right? You don't want to be, 20 years later being like, I didn't do it because I didn't have time. I never prioritized myself, my dreams, this. I wish I did this. I wish I did that. I wish I did that. I wish I could have done this or that, whatever it is. And no, we're not going to get to everything that we wish for, but some of the things that you wanted to do for yourself, whether it's, in your own business, or if it's, personal, whatever it might be, or your health. Health is actually, probably, to me, I'm going to say your health is the most important part of all of this when it comes, but you don't want to say, I wish I did. I wish I did. I wish I took the time. I wish I took the time. So take the time. And we're not saying that you have to be selfish all day long. It's a couple minutes a day, a couple minutes, a couple days a week, something like that, whatever you need to do, so that you don't look back and say, I wish I did that. I should have done that. I wish I should have, whatever. I could have, would have, all of that kind of stuff, because it is okay to take that time out for you. And
Absolutely. And if you are wondering who was just talking, that's Beth Linder-Moss. Welcome to the show. This is Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on NBC News Radio, KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, the station that leaves no listener behind. And this is our special series, once a month, first Tuesday of the month, called Step Up into Your Best Life with Dr. Marissa and
Beth Linder-Moss.
And right now I've pulled up her website where you can see this is her book that you can take home with you. And it is Think
what you
healthy, be healthy,
you have
and
something else.
go ahead.
You have something else on right now. I don't know what
Oh,
that is.
I do. Oops, sorry. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know
That
what that is.
I better. It's not Tinder. I got contacted by a bathing suit company to do stuff with them, and I'm like, I don't think I look like that. So let's see. Did it come back up? No, it didn't. So somehow that switched.
Here, here's my,
Okay. Thank you. That's funny. I had it up.
you did. You did. There it
And
is.
then it got switched. Okay, there it is. All right. There's the book, and you can actually go to. There it is. There's a bigger picture of the book. That's a great. What skyline is that? Is that New York?
I was probably standing behind New York. Yeah.
Ah, super cool. Look at those guns.
Yeah.
But you can get her book, Think Healthy, Be Healthy, to support your journey into stepping up into your best life. You can get it on Amazon, right? You can go to the website and buy the book there.
Yeah.
So that's what we are asking you to do, because it is so important to be health selfish. And to help you with that, and to illustrate also Beth's suggestion of going to audiobook or listening while you're doing something, you can see up in that corner, I can't get it right now, is my book, 8 Ways to Happiness. I'm going to give Asian Oprah giveaway today an audiobook version of that for you, so that you can practice what Beth is encouraging you to do. And just go to drmarissa.life and put in self-health-ish, my new word, and that will generate a free promo code to you for that book. All right. So the topic has been how a good kind of selfish or a useful kind of selfish. What are some other ideas that you can give people on how to do that, Beth?
I want you to just do things that you enjoy. What do you enjoy to do that you haven't done in a while? Whether is it you just want to go to a movie, you want to go play tennis, whatever it might be, right? Like anything. What are things that you actually enjoy doing, and that will also make you feel good. That you are like, oh my god, I haven't done this in so long, right? Like, oh, it felt so good to do this again. Whatever it is, right? Maybe you just want to go for a stroll, or do anything with some of your friends, or maybe it is with your family. It doesn't mean it doesn't have to be with your family. Maybe it's, hey, we haven't gone together. Let's all go to the beach today. We need to do like a beach day, right? It doesn't mean that doesn't have to be with your family. That makes you feel good, because we're talking about sometimes doing things just for yourself. But sometimes when you get your whole family together, and sometimes when you get your family and your extended family together, like that is something like my dad loves, is when we put all of everyone together, right? When he has, all his kids and all his grandchildren together, like for him, that's the best thing. But like, what makes you happy? What is something that you enjoy doing? Maybe it's something you haven't done in a long time. And I actually encourage everybody to think about something and to do it. I'm going to put that out there for you guys today. What is something you haven't done that you're like, oh, I really wish I was going to learn how to play Mahjong, right? Like whatever it might be.
Yeah, I actually found the Mahjong group by making the decision that I wanted to add more fun in my life. And then what I did was I Googled, fun things around here that are free, right? And then what came up was a game day or a game afternoon every whatever at the Seal Beach Library. That led me to walk by this room where they were playing a card game at Pinochle. And so I learned how to play Pinochle. And then I was at a Pinochle game and I saw the sign for Mahjong. And then I went, oh, I used to play Mahjong, at home on special occasions. And that led to that, which led to. So take that first step. Take Beth's challenge. That's the challenge this week. What's the one thing that you used to do that you miss doing, but you don't have time for? I'll give you three specifics. One is the movie Golda, fabulous movie. Helen Mirren definitely needs to get a nod from the Academy. Excellent, Golda Meir. I don't know if you've seen that yet. Go see it. Go see it by yourself. You don't need to have someone go. Although I have been on this kick to try to get friends to go with me, because the last time I went to a movie alone, it was a comedy, and I was laughing all the time with the guy beside me, only to find out that his girlfriend on the other side was really not happy. So now I try to go with people. But Gold is a great movie. I went and saw Gran Turismo, which was a great movie. Those are, it's 2 hours on your own, but it's a good practice for you. And then I was going to say something else and now I forgot, but that's your turn. We're coming up on the end of the show.
All right.
Another example.
I was going to say what I want to leave you with, because I feel like if we're coming up to the end, I want to leave you with, always remember what I started with, which is on the airplane when the mask comes down and you need to take care of yourself first, because I don't want you to miss out on so many moments, like even all the good moments that are happening around you, because you're burnt out or you're just not feeling good or you've just been run down, whatever it is. I just want you always to remember that mask that comes down. And when you're feeling that way, it's not selfish. You got to take care of yourself. It's self-love for you and those around you, that you are able to, this way you can enjoy all the moments that are happening, that you don't want to miss because you weren't, you're just weren't feeling good about yourself or you're too run down or whatever it is. So always think about that mask that comes down from that airplane. So I don't want to leave without saying that again.
That's great. And that's what I was going to talk about that I forgot for a moment, which is people say time is like money. And that's not the truth, because money you can make back. You can lose it. You can make it. Time you will never get back. It's done. It's done. No do-overs. And what Beth is saying, don't woulda, shoulda, coulda, because you can't go back and woulda, shoulda, coulda. So take this time, take the challenge, do something for yourself. I just got a single ticket to the Pantages Theater. Didn't know about it. $49 if you're in LA. Go to the box office, no fees. Nice people there. Melissa, I got a ticket. I went and got a ticket to Les Miserables. Incredible music. I've seen it once before. Worth seeing again. For $49, I got put in a seat second row. I could touch the conductor's bald head. That's how incredible it was. So go do something for yourself. Okay? That is the message today. It is such a blessing. I want to just thank Beth Linder-Moss, fabulous co-host. This is a wonderful series. Go take advantage of her social. She's got a lot of free things on TikTok, on Instagram. So go check her out, Beth Linder-Moss, pretty much everywhere. Go get her book, Think Healthy, Be Healthy. And, it is all about balance, right?
Yeah. You can also catch me tomorrow on WHL 17 in Philadelphia. I'm going to be on tomorrow talking about aging and fitness.
Yay, Philadelphia. I used to live there when I was doing I did my dissertation there.
Oh,
yeah, at Scott Paper Company. Learn how to sail on the Schuylkill River. Go figure. All right. It's all about balance. Peace in, peace out. World peace through inner peace. Thanks for joining us here. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow for Doctors in the House, a new special series every Wednesday. Dr. Tiffany Tate and I will be yakking at you. And thanks for keeping it here on Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show. Home to the Asian Oprah, KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind. Now go and have the best day ever. See you tomorrow.